Okay guys, I'm going to do a quick video and show you how I make my templates. I see it has come up on a couple posts here. Anyway, generally when I'm getting ready to cut out an airplane, I go ahead and I'll make a copy of the template sheet on my plans, because it just, I hate ruining a good set of plans, and because you may need them in the future. Anyway, the way I make templates is I go ahead and you can make them from the smallest one to the largest. You just need to make sure that you start off. I generally use a piece of 1/4" Luan. If I'm starting on a brand new set of plans, I'll get a 4x8 sheet. They're about $8, $10, according to where you get them. Anyway, what I do is I go ahead and, if I was doing a big one, I just put all my plan, cut out each individual part and do it on the whole sheet before I started cutting. Anyway, I just wanted to do one sample here. So what I do is I cut my template out, just get a rough cut around there. I take and I just happen to have a big thing of white glue here. Just want a little bit of white glue. Now you can use 3M77. It doesn't make it as permanent of a template as this, because it will eventually pull up or loosen up around the edges. This kind of gives you more of a permanent template here. I've got some that's 10, 15 years old that I've cut multiple kits off of. Anyway, I take my template, I lay it in place, and I kind of use the wallpaper method. I coat both sides. This keeps it from wrinkling up as bad. I have done these for years. I've had little to no distortion of the finished product. Once I dry this, I'll take you can let it dry naturally, or if you're in a hurry, you can take a hair dryer or the monocoat dryer and dry this. Okay, I've got the piece on there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use a little dryer, and I'm going to dry that on there and get the glue to dry up first. As soon as I get that glue to dry, I'll show you what I do next. Okay, what I did was I went ahead and dried it, and then I took and went on the bandsaw and did a rough cut around it. I'm nowhere near up to the lines. By using 3M77, you won't get these wrinkles in the paper. Like I said, I have found there's very little to no distortion once you lay the final product on the original plans. But anyway, if you don't want the wrinkles, use your 3M77. They're not quite as long lasting. Anyway, what I'm going to do is you can make from 1 to 6 more parts exactly the same. What I'm going to do, just for a sample here, I got some scrap. I got 2 pieces of 1/8" light ply scrap pieces, and a piece of this looks like a 3/32 balsa. It doesn't matter what order you put them in. You just have to get them all on, and then you lay your part on top. Now what I do, the next thing I do is I take a piece of steel. This just happens to be a square, and I'll lay this up under it. I take some 18 gauge brad nails, and I come in here, and according to the size of the part, I'll put see here, see what I'm doing here. I'll put I drive the nail in until I hit the steel, and what that does, that gives you that brads it on the back side. You can see the little shiny piece of metal there. That gives you like a brad, and it'll hold all 3 pieces of wood together. And like I said, on this one I'm going to probably put 3. Like I said, on ribs, like you're doing for a wing, you can do up to 6 pieces with hardly any distortion at all. I don't like going over 6. Plus, you're also now that's 1/8" balsa I'm using. If you use thinner, it would go a little bit better. You could probably go more. Anyway, all right. Now I've got these on there. I'm 3 thick plus the template. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna rough cut around again and get that a little bit tighter. So I'm gonna go rough cut that, and I'll be back. Okay, I went ahead with my rough cut. Now I'm gonna tell you, if you got a bandsaw, it's a lot easier. I went ahead and cut out my notches. I need to stay just to the inside of the lines, all the way around. I cut all my major notches out. I still haven't gotten up to the edge, because you'll go blind trying to cut all the way, and it won't be as smooth as how we're going to finish this out. Anyway, what I do is I just take it, and I got it back on my scroll saw. If you got a scroll saw, that's fine too. Okay, so you just cut these out. You got the edges here. I generally keep a piece of wood, whatever the depth is, to check how tight my fit is. And you want it to just be barely snug, and make sure your depth is deep enough for your stringers to go all the way in. Anyway, now we got all of the notches cut. Now here's how I do mine. It makes a nice smooth part. And like I said, I come in here and I bring in a 1-inch belt sander, and I've cut so many kits on this belt sander. What you do, the first thing you do is you come in here and you take your square and you make sure that your table is square to the sanding plate. And you see there's a piece of metal back here that gives you just a little bit of height. Then what we do is we're going to come in here. This is like 60 to 80 grit paper. You come in here and you sand this up to the edge. You get you got a wider edge. You're not just working with a small blade. You won't get any of that choppy motion. It will sand really nice and easy. I would recommend that you get a dust collector, because you get a lot of dust. Anyway, I'll start this and then I'll stop the video and finish sanding this part and show you the finished product. All right. Well, let me get it started and I'll come back. Okay, I'm set up here. I've got most of it sanded. I'm going to show you the last couple of pieces how I do it. All you do is just, like I said, you need some type of dust collection, because it throws dust everywhere. But anyway, you can take this right down to the line. And like I said, I've got templates I've cut 10 kits from, and they still work. But anyway. It goes pretty fast, and now, I mean, this is perfect. It's not like, I know you've gone on a scroll saw or a bandsaw and just not make a nice smooth cut up to the edge. You have a lot more control, and you have now have the template plus 3 other pieces that are perfect. All you do is pull the nails out. Now those nails won't be any good for anymore because you've made a little brad on the end of it. But anyway, I've got the original and 3 parts that are exactly the same. See, let me back this up. This was a two-half piece, and they're perfect matches. So you can do your wing ribs. Like I said, I've done up to 6 wing ribs thick at a time, and now you have your template. If you need to do another one, you just put 3 more nails in, or put your wood on the back, put 3 more nails in, and you're ready to go. Well, I hope this makes things easier, and good luck with your building.